I'd like to call the meeting to order. It all please rise and pledge allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk, if you call the roll, please.
President Moreno. Director Brown.
Here.
Director Clayton.
Here.
Acting President Adams.
Here.
Director Gang.
Here. Okay, we'll move on to our third item with the minutes of the regular meeting that was held February 27th. Make a motion, we approve it.
I second that.
All those in favor? Aye. I'll abstain because I was not here. Go to committee reports.
Mr. Vice President, Real Estate Committee met on the 5th of March, actually had 3 different meetings addressing the restaurant, the RV storage, and 3820 South Blosser Road lease, sublease that's currently there. So we met with those 3 parties. And on the 6th, your executive committee met to set this agenda.
Okay, thank you, Mark. General manager report.
Just an update, you may recall some representatives from Sunwest were here at the last meeting, spoke on public comment. I met with them the following morning, showed them the building, general conversation about what their hopes and dreams were and what we had to offer. And the following Monday, I received an email from another party with a similar request. So staff's currently working on publishing a request for proposals, and we're going to try to put together some kind of more formal selection process, so we be fair to both parties before a decision is brought to you for consideration. Just a reminder that tomorrow is the Vandenberg luncheon, and the custom building is currently looks like it's going to be ready at the end of June. So that's all I have.
And if it's ready by the end of June, then what happens at that point?
And then it'd be a month or so before customs actually is in place, because they have to go through the building has to be completed and ready for them before they can go through their selection process. And then some point beyond then, we'll be up and running. So call it August.
Okay, thank you, Martin. We'll go on to manager of finance and administration.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. I provided the man register for your review and approval.
I'll make the motion that we accept this.
All those in favor?
Aye.
We'll move to public session statements for the floor. We heard the public sessions, request to speak forms, provide those wishing to address the board. After putting the form, please give it to the clerk. Give it to the clerk. Request to require board action will refer to staff and brought on the next agenda. Members are of the public or person invited to speak on agenda items as they occur. Staff reporting coverage. Board has established 3 minutes for testimony and reserves the right to extend that. So let's go. First is Chrissy Hellman.
Hi, thank you.
Oh, good. I didn't butcher that too bad.
No, I get a lot of weird ones. Good evening, everyone. My name is Chrissy Heilman, and I am the Chief Operating Officer for Central City Surplus LLC, which resides at 3944 Mitchell Road. On February 28th of this year, my father, John Kinney, received a written notice of termination of the lease agreement for 3944 Mitchell Road with an end date of March 28th, 2025. This came as quite a surprise to all of us, being that we've been in business in that location for the last 21 years. There's a lot of heavy equipment and machinery that needs to be moved or liquidated, as well as completion of contractual obligations that are currently in place prior to our departure. With that being said, my father encountered an unfortunate incident which has left him currently disabled and will result in surgery within the next month or so. As we've only been given 30 days notice, it does not afford us the opportunity to vacate the premises in a safe and secure manner. My father has plans to retire and close the business, but will require additional time to recover from surgery in order to vacate the premises. On March 5th, my father sent an email to Veronica Reed per her request in response to the notice of the lease agreement termination, requesting an extension of the lease through November 30th of this year, in which we would work to move and liquidate items during that time. My father also indicated that he would keep the airport involved in the progress of this and also inform them if he was able to vacate the premises sooner than November 30th of this year. Unfortunately, we have yet to receive any communication as to when we can expect a response from the Santa Maria Airport of if our extension is approved. I noticed that there wasn't anything, doesn't seem like there's anything tonight on the meeting as well either. Furthermore, when I received this letter, it really surprised me because we live in a community, unlike many others, that rallies together in a time of need. While Santa Maria has grown tremendously in the last 38 years that I have lived here, we are still a small, close-knit community, and I know some of you can speak to that, living here as long as I have. The way in which this notification was received without as much as a phone call is just not the way things are typically handled in this town. We thrive on communication in this community, and not receiving any response has left me feeling quite concerned for the future of our great community. I myself have worked with several members of this community for many years to support the philanthropic efforts throughout the community. When someone in Santa Maria needs our help, we come together and support their needs and help them get through whatever the situation may be. For the last 21 years, Central City Surplus has supported the Santa Maria Airport's endeavors, including donations to and volunteering our time to the Santa Maria Museum of Flight, helping to run previous air shows that used to occur on the south side of the airport many years ago. And now being members of the Planes of Fame organization, including annual sponsorship for the Central Coast Airfest in most recent years. I came here tonight in place of my father to ask that you kindly consider our request for an extension of the lease through November 30th, which will allow us to work diligently to complete contractual obligations and move or liquidate equipment and machinery in hopes of vacating the premises sooner than November 30th. I thank you for your time and your consideration with this matter.
Thank you. Our next is Chris Couple.
Thank you, members of the board. This evening, I just thought it was a good time to give you guys an update on the self-serve progress out there. As you know, we've started the construction side of that, of updating and refreshing the self-serve system. So a couple weeks ago, we emptied the tank fully and we welded on it, and we added new piping and cleaned up some of the stairway and some other stuff. And most recently, we've been chipping away at the paint, getting it all dialed in. We should have the paint done, hopefully. With the rain, it's been kind of hurting us a little bit on time frame, but it should be done here in the next week or two. And then we plan to have the tank fully cleaned, and we're hoping that the pedestal shows up, the pumping system, prior to going back into service, so that we can just put it all back into service at once. But we will see kind of what shows up first. If the pedestal is a little bit late or delayed, we'll put it back in service the way it is. If not, it all shows up at the same time, we'll be able to be back in service hopefully in 2 to 3 weeks. So I just wanted to give you guys an update today. We've had some current concerns floating around the airport on some truck service and all that stuff, and I just want to be very clear that, you know, we're investing back in the airport as much as we can. It's just it's going to take a little bit of time, so appreciate it.
Thank you, Chris. We'll move on to authorization for the general manager to execute the change orders 1 and 2 for this custom upgrade building site. Still between the district and new construction and management. I would like to remove number 2 from this.
Just for your information, the vice president spoke just maybe an hour before this meeting. I received some additional information I requested regarding part of that change order. So I think it's appropriate that it be delayed until we all have the opportunity to review that information.
You're doing the whole thing?
Just number 2.
Just number 2.
Change order 2.
So yeah, we'll leave change order 1 on there.
So the change order one addresses some issues that were found during the work. It's listed in your board packet. It amounts to $17,566.
Generally, what do they find?
There's descriptions in your board packet. It was a water shut-off valve, pressure relator hose that had to be replaced, removed, and export excess soil around exterior perimeter to reestablish gap from soil to leak street per code. Brought electrical power back side of near 2 locations, restroom rooms removed, replace existing exhaust fan, 2 locations, restrooms, install power to built-in sink hand dryers, 2 locations, restrooms, remove, replace overhead duct and processing waiting room to accommodate new overhead light installation required wage. It's all in your board packet.
I looked through it. The person that's running this project, why were these things not done originally?
Well, I think the original concept is that we were gonna toss the keys to this Customs and Border Patrol, and once Border Patrol folks with some certain improvements being made, and then as they got into the building, they discovered these issues. You know, it turned into much more than what was anticipated.
And looking at it, they're just tiny material.
No, I got it, but it's like moving the duct, have to move a duct in there, it's. Shouldn't have been put there, my thing is that whoever's running the project should know these things going in. I don't think we have any choice. I'll make the motion to approve.
I'll second that motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And then we'll bring 2 back at a later date.
And that was for order number 1
That was order number 1.
only.
Agenda item 7 is authorizing the president and secretary to execute the 4th agreement of service agreement between the district and Lovat Albright and Associates, Inc. for the Santa Maria Airport U.S. Customs Building remodel.
These are just time.
These are just extension, time
Yes.
extensions.
I'm sorry, my computer's locked up.
It's just to extend the time.
Part of it's there had to be, part of what change order 2 is about that is that, there was some information customs that resulted in delay of the project. And so it requires that the contractors for the architect and Tartaglia Engineering be extended to accommodate that extension of time. We ask that you approve.
Call the motion.
I'll make a motion to approve it.
So that would be for the architect, the next item.
Extension of time, we're talking about number 7, right?
Right.
Right. And basically, we're asking for an extension, giving an extension of time.
Exactly.
Right. There's no monetary.
I'll make a motion, we approve that, so we can get the ball rolling.
Have a second?
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Agenda item 8 is authorization for president and secretary to execute the 2nd amendment of the service agreement between the district and Tartaglia Engineering for the Santa Maria Airport U.S. Customs Building upgrade.
Again, it's same issue, simply extending the contract period for Tartaglia Engineering for the project.
Make the motion.
For extension of time.
Yep.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Agenda item 9 is discussion of rights to staff regarding additional support for the Museum of Light.
Yes, I'll speak to that. Yeah, thank you, Director. So we're bringing this item back. If you'll recall, at the last meeting, your board approved a donation of $10,000 to the Museum of Flight. For the reason that I'll lay out very briefly, that payment has not been made, and your staff is recommending that you not move forward with that payment. So in terms of action, we're recommending that you rescind that motion and direct staff to work with the Museum of Flight to find other avenues that you can use to support the Museum of Flight. So as you know, the Constitution and state law prohibit gifts of public funds. I know that your board's a longtime supporter of the Museum of Light and that your motion was an expression of that support. I understand the board has approved different types of support for nonprofit organizations that advance the aeronautical mission of the district. But generally, generally the best practice is to provide that support through concrete things like event sponsorships or rent credits. As you know, the Museum of Light.
What do we charge them in rent?
So I don't know the exact number.
I believe less than,
It's this.
less than, yeah.
It's pretty much done
Big
in
discount,
daily.
yeah.
It's already a very steeply discounted amount.
Maybe that one would be 10.
They wouldn't live long enough to get it.
So what I would suggest is that you, again, just reconsider, rescind that motion that you made at that last meeting. As a matter of best practice, what your district usually does historically, and what we recommend you do moving forward, is that this type of support be tied to specific event sponsorships when it comes with recognition or something along those lines.
I will make a motion to rescind that and then have direct staff to get with them to figure out how we can make this more for them.
I'll second that.
The first and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right, at this point in time, we'll go into closed session. The board will discuss the following items, 10A, 10B. We'll put that up. 4 minute break. Ready. We'll go to director's comments. Director Brown,
No comment.
Director Clayton.
There was a lot of rain that came down last few days ago, and it looks like there's no reportable damage to the airport, so we've done really well with the water problem out here, so I think, kudos to whoever fixed it, and thank you, Martin, for making all that happen and Carrie. So, we're doing good.
And Director Guy.
I don't have any comments.
One comment is, boy, it feels good to be back.
Yeah,
The weather is nice. I can wear my shorts today. That's just perfect. That's all I have. Take a motion.
Good to see you back. Motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.